Wow. Look at the size of those gaps. Literally everywhere. This is a week later now. Literally have gaps everywhere. I don't like that. Besides here for some reason, but I noticed when I was putting together, some of these looked a little bit wider than others, but some were drier. So, but it's weird. The bottom ones all look pretty good, but the top ones, like, that is crazy gappage. So, I think I'm going to take my little sander, sand out every one of these holes so that it doesn't pop big chunks out of the wood. Unscrew them all, drop them all down. Then I'll probably be able to put a full piece up there, not too sure. And maybe get them to align better across the top, I'm thinking. Right, poo-poo? Wow, it's melting quick out here. I think I'm going to have to put some sand right there. Other than that, the driveway looks like it's doing pretty good. So, not even sinking in yet. Last year I was sinking in like 4 inches through here. Don't know yet about up there, but we'll see. Hey, poo-poo. I kind of hate to go see by the septic area because that area is probably a little low right now. But so much to do, and no time to do any of it. So that's the gap I just got. I just took out the screws here. I was worried that it's going to rip out holes in these when they come out, but it's not that bad. A little bit right there. Nothing sanding won't fix. But look at that gap. Like, look at that gap. That wood shrunk so much, and I should have just did what I was planning to do, is just let it sit. Like the gaps in between there.
That one's really bad there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and that's what it looked like when I put it on. No gap virtually whatsoever. So we're just gonna.
We were actually compressing these as
we were pushing them down and everything. Yep. So, and then maybe we'll fit a full one up there, right across, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Redo it.
Nice.
I'd rather spend the time to redo it. So this wall here, it's not as bad, but I think we will. We'll start with the front here. Well, it only took about 5 minutes. Dropped all the screws out of there. No more gaps. You guys can see right there how much it just dropped by. All of them. So, and I still got it.
Actually quite a gap on that third board.
Oh yeah, you do see, but they're not screwed in fully yet. Yeah, you can kind of see, but that's nothing compared to the huge ass gaps we have here.
That's true.
So, it will be good. Well, it's going to be a way better. Like, we're gaining almost an inch here. By the time we get to the top, this will probably end up being a full-size board. Which might be nice to go full-size all the way across.
Turned out it's a better thing.
That's a full-length piece, full thickness piece right there.
Wait, is that gonna...
Look at that. It'll just go perfectly across. Okay.
Awesome.
Compared to the old one, so we gained roughly that much. That's like almost 1 3/4 inches. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Okay.
We would have let them dry out now.
Yeah, well, we talked about it, and those ones were the old wood that we already had here. That must be why none of them moved.
None of them moved.
The gaps here before.
Yeah.
And then after you.
The new wood and the old wood. But that there looks so much better. There's a few spots that were still a gap here, but it's because these are were screwed down. They're still kind of thick on the edges, but it's pretty good. Are you bonkers right now, Proxy? Are you bonkers? Did all the snow just disappear? Did all the snow just disappear? You're lucky that was the end of the leash. Oh, she's just freaking tilling up the driveway. I hit the brake. Are you having fun, poo-poo? Okay.
Important to us.
Proxy, was that a good walk? Are you a little pooped? Are you just a little tired? Proxy.
Your nose flaring.
You want to go for another W-A-L-K?
Crazy day.
No?
Like, really?
You don't want to go for another walk?
And we were
Oh man, she normally goes bonkers when we say that.
Very happy to report we have an
She's
amazing
thinking
well.
about it.
She's thinking about it.
Give it a watch. It's not just
Ah, well,
Roxy, you're too tired for that. Go to sleep.
we've ever had on this entire
That was a good one.
So what does
I
the
should have got
LG
more
have to
video.
do with the well?
Her playing in the
By
swamp.
living the RV and keeping our
I am so glad that this plywood behind here and not just insulation. Yes, I'm starting to take off the siding here to do the next bit of wood here. We'll be continuing the wood pattern right across. I'm also taking off these aluminum door frames, which is why I got to take off the siding, because they're screwed from in here by the looks of it. Top screws out from up there, but the idea is this is actually going to give us a lot more space than if we would have went on top of it. And look at that, I got a joint right there where the wood will almost fit. Should look okay, because I'll just put a corner baseboard. But now I'm kind of regretting not taking off the siding back there. I know, like, the siding, you can't really see it, but it's all full siding back there. But we are going to be taking all this off because that window has to go. Like, why is there a window in here? So that's not too big of a deal. The only little bit of siding will be behind here. Should hopefully be okay. Okay, better get back to work. Okay, so just finished tightening all these boards, getting out the gap. Look at the size of the gap that I got right there. So that's a pretty big gap. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how much the board shrunk. So I got this here pretty much all gutted down and siding all cut. This spot right here, I'm probably going to cut this tracking off. And you guys can see it kind of sticks out a little bit more than it should. But that's fine. The boards are going to go across here. When I took off the metal frame, I might have blew a hole in that. There's no door jamb on here right now as a door stop. I took it off temporary, but I'm going to be putting on something that I don't catch my shoulder on because they have a metal track there, so it kind of sucks. So this is all tightened up here. Pretty sure I showed this already, but one solid piece across the top there. There is a little bit of a light gap on top, but I still plan to do some kind of trim board. Not too big of a deal. This side here, I never did anything with it, so it still has all its huge gaps there. But everything's going pretty good. Been just doing it slowly today, but that's going to look a hell of a lot better once I get the boards in there. And I'm thinking right here, that looks horrible. Don't look at there. But I have screws all the way through, that's why, and ground ends off them. So this board's going straight up and down. So I'm thinking I might put that straight up and down there just to kind of make it look a bit, you know. Now, this is where the two buildings are joined together. You can see it looks like flashing from the roof in between them. There was no insulation in there originally, but siding went all the way to the top. So technically, if siding goes all the way to the top, that should mean that there's a overhang. So technically, shouldn't need insulation, but I'm going to see about putting something up in there. I did pull out a can of spray foam, but I don't want to open that because it's kind of sucks spray foaming, you know, up. So that light's just hanging there lightly for now. Lightly. Again, this window here is going next year. Next year. Maybe in a month or two, I mean. Same with that one right there. And the bottom, I left on that siding piece. Just cut it down. I'll be covering that with wood. You can see the siding here. This is only inside right here. It only goes inside because that's all heated at the end now where it goes through. So I shouldn't have to block that off with anything, but I'm probably going to still shove something in there just in case. And then the idea is we'll be stripping all this down now that we know plywood's behind it. But if I would have known there's plywood behind this, because I mean, I used to do demolition and I tore apart some walls on mobile homes. Tar paper, insulation, and siding. No plywood behind them. So this one here at least has plywood there. If I would have known that, I would have tore it off and not had siding behind here. But now that's kind of too late. So I'll work with stripping all this down maybe in a week or two. We'll see. Okay, I better get at it. So it's a beautiful day outside. I told Logan that he should be chopping wood and cutting wood and learning to cut wood. So what does he do?
He's cutting wood.
I guess he kind of is, but Logan, that's not what I
I
meant.
can take this outside.
I know you can. Well, the first board's going in place. Yeah, I'm using zip tie heads as spacers. Reason why is because the floor, you could say, sweats where the freezer is. So we have to get probably some kind of extra long feet on it. Floor's not insulated as of right now, but I'm probably going to go spray foam underneath it. So I'm just going to put a level on there, verify there's going to be enough of a gap here for cords to go through. A baseboard will cover this. I'm not too worried about that. But if we would have known we were going to take off the siding, yeah, we would have, brought these out. If I would have known there was nice plywood behind here, we definitely would have took off that siding the entire ways down, which kind of sucks, but I don't know. So I was looking here, the 12 footers will give me full length here, so we'll probably do paneling there later. Maybe I can figure out a way to not cut them and get them behind that pole. So technically, if I cut them, I could just put the cut behind the pole. You'll never see it. That window, again, we're going to get rid of. And are you sniffing wood? Poo-poo. Poo-poo. You're a tired puppy. But it's going slowly. And I'm sure it's going to look a hell of a lot better than siding. Again, it's a little redneck, but we can always redo it later. And I did glue back on the corner there. That popped off. I'm not sure if that showed in the video because that frame was on here. So I glued that back on. I never had clamps, so I just used screws. Countersunk them in there nicely. Held it in pretty good. So I'm going to be sanding down the rest of that to kind of look that way. And it's going to actually match the burnt wood pretty well. Now, Logan, whose bright idea was that?
Yours.
Are you sure?
Somewhat.
Is the GoPro going? It's still recording, right?
Yeah. You better have fucking gotten that on tape.
Okay, here's the strap. Yeah, it's on tape, don't worry. Let's pull her out. Oh, this is all I got done on here, so still got to get a trim board in the corner, but got this going all the way up underneath there. And that's not too bad, but just thought I'd kind of show that. Also sanded down the side of this guy here, same with this side. All these are loose right now because they're going to shrink. I know they are. I shouldn't even have put this together with screws, but I did. We'll see how much it shrinks, but you can see even lining up at the exact same spot on the bottom. Look how much taller it is. They're lining up identical at the bottom. I should have known, but we'll see. Are you being snowed on, poo-poo? It's not even a quarter, maybe. Not even half an inch of snow. And there was a chance that we could have got a foot. So, yeah, that's not too bad right now. So, I should have went to my house last night. What the hell? Yeah, last night there was meant to be a huge storm that started, but not too big of a deal. Just means an extra day of work. Well, maybe right now that's not a good thing, but just gonna get some stuff done here. Seeing I got about an hour before I gotta leave, and still sorting stuff out. Fun. That's all in the time it took me to start my truck, hey? Poo-poo. Well, that's very interesting. Had both of my wipers break this morning. Literally, both of them. You guys can see the gaps in there. Yeah. What a weird thing, hey? Get that one off with one hand. Oh, or just do it right. Yeah, I'm going to have to put down the phone. But isn't that fluky? Both of them just broke at once. My dad's old set, exact same ones. About the same age, too. Well, now the roads are getting a little slippery here. I'm on pure ice, and snowing pretty good. and you can't really see how deep it is, but certain drifts, I would probably say about 6 inches deep, so it's not that bad. Proxy likes it. Well, I'm on the next road after this, and by the way, on the camera, if I'm watching the camera, I can see all so far ahead. With my eyes, you can't see shit. It's kind of weird how that happens. Kind of makes you wonder, but okay, well, make an update probably tomorrow, and I guess maybe I'll get to play with the diesel tractor, hey? Awesome. Well, still snowing, and I got a drift, halfway up my door. You can see right there, you can't see that, but that's a 3-foot high drift right there. It's looking pretty interesting. So, I see a huge drift here. Yep. Whoa. That was a big one. Not opening this anytime soon. The snow is right up to here. And the stairs there. It's cold on the feet. Cold, hey, poo-poo. That's not all that bad. Snow was only drifted up to the top of the door this morning. So, that drift there is pretty high. But Logan was meant to come out and help a little, but he already ran back inside. Not too big of a deal. Wow, that's drifted very high in front of the shed there. And here. Now, the easy way would be to play with the snowblower, but I want to see if I can get the diesel out of here. Don't be letting him out here, Logan. Yeah, I think we got a fair bit of snow. And it actually backed out of there, hey? Of course, you got to get in here. I was going to have to raise that up a little bit higher, I think. But, it's going to be an interesting one. Still snowing, too. So, he was just complaining he didn't want to get snow in his... Whoa! You're lucky you didn't hit that! That would have sucked. You know you left your jacket unzipped, right?
Oh, I did. Look.
You broke it? That's not good. Okay. Oh, go zip that back shut, the tent, so it doesn't get full of snow. Logan, really? Where's that big lag bolt? Yeah. Show it. There's a big lag bolt right there. Look what I got stuck on. He was trying to put up the basketball hoop. Ay. I think I sunk in pretty good. First plow of the day, and I find out he's trying to set up a basketball hoop. Hey, watch out for your tarp. That sucks. As you guys can see from that snow we got, it would have been a lot better to use the snowblower. You guys see how messy that is? I got piles everywhere there. I ended up breaking the chain for adjusting the blade on the tractor, and believe it or not, I was sinking in so bad in the sand with it that if I tried to put the blade all the way down, I'd just sink in. So I had to actually do this with the blade in the neutral position about an inch up. So, oh, the poor truck. The poor truck, eh? Not even showing up with the glare. Just starting it up. Gonna drive it out. Go do a little bit of shopping now that the graders went by. Do you want to hold this? Try to see what happened. Car right into the bushes, eh? Car right into the bushes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, right upside down on his side into the bushes. So, I mean, I'm going slow. I don't want to go any faster. You don't have to continue waving. No. Oh yeah, he's right.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's from it's her.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that looks like that's her car. Yeah, well, see, here's the other one. Let's see, is there a logo on this one? Because they got two of them. We know they have two of them, so that's their other one. Well, I think my door gap's a little bit open. Well, it's now April 4th. Just getting around to finishing this guy up here. So it's still filled with junk. So a couple things of toilet paper. just a few. And of course, a lot more in the normal spot. But this here, we all dropped down, as you guys seen. This side I have not done yet. So it doesn't look like it shrunk anymore here. But what I started doing last week is this wall right here. None of these are attached, and look how much it shrunk. This here, I screwed them down, and there's a pretty good gap in between each one of them here.
Showing YouTube what your job did.
Yeah. So you can see how much it's off by. If you take that distance right there, it's going to match pretty much exactly right here. And some wood drying out, hopefully. Some of it's already burnt, but we'll see. Okay, so there we go. This area is done here. So a little bit of a different coloring at certain points, as you guys can see with the different grains. But the idea is to use a boiled linseed finish. So that door, you can see, doesn't really fit the nicest, but that's because I don't have the trim on here. So that's all removed temporary, because I plan to sand down that frame just to about a finish like this. Makes it match pretty good. Proxy already did some good sanding on this door, all the way up to my face height. But baseboard will go in there, all the way behind there to the top. Same with the bottom there. Everything is off the ground roughly just over a 1/4 inch. So the problem is we have now is, you guys can see those gaps there? Again, they opened up. Yeah. See, the boards don't quite line up proper, so I went and dropped all these ones back down, but I'm expecting they're going to all open up again. But we'll see. Also, the baseboard, of course, will go across the top there. Now, up here, I'm going to be putting only one more board there. I'm going to leave that open on purpose, because I'm probably going to put some computer equipment in there, so we need it to be able to vent. And to hide the fact that it's open here, I'm going to be putting a shelf across here, which you'll never be able to see up into there, so it'll be good. So this gave this all a little bit of a burn. Now, I was meaning to crank the heat up in here last night, but I forgot to. All of this actually still needs to be sanded. I just burnt it just for now, especially like where they don't line up the best here. So this one overhangs for some reason. It's just a little bit of a bad cut, but I'll be taking the grinder, smoothing off this corner here. So the idea now, I guess, is I'm going to start working on the shelving. I am not going to be fixing these gaps right now. We're actually going to let this sit for about a month. So the shelving that I put in place, I'll have to unscrew it all and drop it all down again. So, and the more I unscrew these, the more these holes kind of get screwed up. So some of them are kind of sunk in there a little bit too much, and they kind of tore up a bit, but it will be fine. It'll still look fine. I was going to put boiled linseed oil in it. Might make them swell up a little bit, but I think we just got to let them dry out a bit more before I do that. So for now, I'm going to work on putting some shelving across. The idea is to make it where the freezer is open, that you cannot smash your knuckles on it. So one shelf will probably start right here. We're going to go 3 board thicknesses out. So come out roughly right up to here. And then another one at the top, probably at about this level here. But man, those gaps kind of suck. That means overall on this length from here to there, because when I did the gap last time, that was tight up there. Look at the air gap up there. That's how much it just shrunk again. But that's fine. I kind of didn't want it touching the ceiling anyway, or the floor. There's a good gap under here. But I can't remember what I was going to say. Okay, well, it's fine for now. That vent fan right there that I picked up used is going to be going under the floor here, and it's going to be sucking top hot air from the top of this whole unit here from the wood stove. So it'll be sucking hot air from in here and blowing it underneath, over, and into the intake air on the furnace. So you guys can see here how this ain't lining up. Well, look down here. Well, they're lining up fine. Well, why are these boards here tight? Because those are boards I bought a month before and they sat in here. So I did drop these ones down. They never opened up much again here, but these ones here, they're pretty wide. So these were the dry ones that we used, but the driest ones were on the very bottom. There's no gaps at all. I never adjusted that wall yet. I'll do it when we decide to build the corner shelving here. Now that we know the frickin' siding comes off easy enough. Now you guys see how ugly that siding looks. I don't know about you guys, but this is still not the nicest looking here, but it looks way better than siding. So it's a little bit darker there, but again, that will get washed out nicely. Okay. This is just a quick little update on the project. Quarantine project. Even though I'm still... Well, I got two quick shelves made here. Still got to do the baseboards in the corners there. And idea for later on is, of course, this is going to be blocked off across the front with a tube. This is too big, but it's going to be blocked off all the way, and there'll be 2 doors on here. I'll be making the doors out of the same material, but just for now, I'll just threw some random stuff in there from in here. And still lots more stuff to move around, but burnt that wall there. And going to do this one again. I'm going to start burning this right now. And then probably start trimming this and putting the door frame in. And this wall here, I probably will wait. We decided with this here, we are going to move everything down again because these gaps are getting pretty big, as you guys can see. But we're going to let it sit for at least another 2 weeks before we do it. So, slowly getting done this project. Were you having fun? Poo-poo. It's so warm outside, it hurts the eyes. But we still got snow. What the hell's with that? Oh, there she goes again. Ooh, almost falling off the freaking deck. What, you're not going to go? She was just whipping that thing in there almost over the fence. Poo-poo. And of course, first computer of the day. I don't think that guy cleaned his computer before he brought it in. Left dirty fingerprints everywhere. Good thing for the Lysol wipes. Please, people, if you bring your computers into a computer store, especially right now, give them a little bit of a cleaning before you bring them in. I don't even, like, I should be wearing gloves to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Lysol wipes to wipe this computer off. And then to wipe the counter after, and the door handle. Oh, man.